Hello, Travel Quest Network. It's me, Joshua Harrell, and welcome to the weekly chatter. I hope you guys can see me and hear me okay. We have been having some technical difficulties, so I feel like a roving reporter right now. Anyway, welcome to the weekly chatter. I actually think I might even like the microphone. I don't know. Let's see. Welcome to the weekly chatter, and I hope you have had a fantastic week. If you have been to the weekly chatter live before, welcome back. Love having you here. And I've already seen some comments. We'll get to the comments in just a minute. If you are new to the weekly chatter live, then hi, I'm Joshua Harrell, and I do marketing with WorldVia and Travel Quest Network. And part of my job description is doing the weekly chatter live here with you every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And what we do is we just have fun. It's a great way to wrap up the week. If you guys who have tuned in before agree, then show some emotion. Give us some emojis, some hearts, some love, some laughs, whatever. Let us know that you're tuning in and that you have a good time. Well, if you joined us every single week, then obviously you must enjoy the weekly chatter live. So, if you are new, welcome. And something that we love to do is we love dropping the comments to your challenges and your wins. Actually, I would want to be more positive. So I'm gonna start with the wins. Share your wins for the week. Share your challenges for the week. Sometimes you might get some inspiration from some of our other members on how they're facing some of the same challenges, or maybe they've been there before. And on the win side, you never know. There are some amazing success stories out there, and it's just a great time to share, um, what happened this week. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you before we even get to the comments that I have just come back from the Diamond Getaway with some of our top producing agents. We were at the Miraval Armani in Punta Mita. I hope I got that right. I am so bad at names, but flew into Puerto Vallarta, so that's kind of where I gravitate towards. And what a beautiful time we had. Not only was the place beautiful, the resort was beautiful, the beach was beautiful, the weather was sunny and fun, and those of our top agent group that are in the Midwest, let me just tell you, I should we should have done a clock from the time they landed in Puerto Vallarta, how long it took them to get into that pool. I was impressed. I was impressed. I thought they had gotten in the day before because they were already in the pool by the time I started to wander down. That wasn't the case. They just really appreciated the warm weather. We had a fantastic time. So hopefully, some of those members that traveled with us will be on and they can share some of their experiences. And also, if you want to look at some of the photos, I posted a photo album uh, called Diamond Getaway, hosted by Miraval Resorts. It's in the group, and our members who traveled, they've been adding photos to it, so you can check it out. It was a fantastic time. Thumbs up on Miraval Resorts. Had a great time. So that's what I'm going to share. I would say that was a win. And then let's go over to the comments. Okay. All right. So, I've got to do like double screens here. I'm looking at two different things. So, Debbie, always nice to have you on. Happy Friday from Gingerbread Baking Central. Oh, by the way, guys, it's the holidays, right? So gingerbread cookies and all that stuff, that's happening in houses and all that stuff. So get to bacon there, Gingerbread Central. Debbie, can I just give you that as a nickname? So like even in May, you join, and I'm gonna call you Gingerbread Central. No, I won't do that. Cynthia, who is enjoying retirement, right? Cynthia just started retirement, and you said hello, all back from Scarlet Lady. What did you think of Scarlet Lady? Please share, Cynthia. I think that's a huge win. But from what I hear, Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Lady, uh, and some from some reliable sources, I've heard it's the best cruise that Minnie have been on. So love to hear what you think, Cynthia, because I know that you are excited to travel. And Hannah, happy Friday. Oh, you bring a smile to my face, you guys. Debbie, Cynthia, Hannah, love seeing you. Oh, and happy Friday from our Amy Little. Amy, thank you. I am so happy that you are here. Daniela, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Daniela. Oh, our very own Celeste. Celeste, I wish I had my glasses on, but it looks like you gave me an emoji with stars. I don't know. Do you have stars in your eyes, or are you just happy to see me? I don't know. Oh, and Wendy is here. She said, "Hi, I'm here." That's essentially what I just said, right? Wendy said she is here, and Wendy was with us at the Miraval Harmony, and also got to do a site inspection and dinner over at Miraval Distinct. Am I getting that right, Wendy? You always keep me on point, so I appreciate that. Oh, and I see some of our other top agents are watching. I like when I look at my phone view, I get to see who's watching, not just the people who are commenting. So glad to see that you have tuned in, those of you who tuned in. Lena, happy Friday from Rudesheim. And I only know how to pronounce that because I was just there a couple of months ago, currently on the Ama Lucia. Or is it Lucia? I'm going to say Lucia. How exciting. I got to be with our friend Gary Murphy from Ama Waterways, one of the owners of Ama Waterways, last night at the Reader's Choice Awards in Manhattan. And let me just say that AMA means love, and every single team member that I have ever worked with over at AMA, they just embody love. So I know that you are in great hands, and please give them some Travel Quest Network World via love while you're there. I know you would, Lena. And Amy saying she loves Rudesheim. Have a coffee for me, and I do know that about Amy because she she is such an amazing travel pro that when she knew I was going and I had no plans of what I was going to do, she wrote down on a post-it note all the things I needed to do. And I think that, and I didn't even have to pay her for that. And so, don't give away your stuff for free, but I do appreciate when you do it for me. So thank you very much. All right. Yes, and I know she's all about the coffee. Oh, and you know what? I think somebody is about to join me. You're kind of wondering why I started the show on one side of the couch. So I have a live and in-person guest. You're going to be on this side over here because I got to hold the mic. We're going old school reporting here. It's going to be like the Oprah Winfrey show back in the day. All right, guys. So I have a very special guest with me on the couch today. I don't know. Is that going to be a thing? I don't know. It probably shouldn't be a thing. I've got Jason Block, and he's going to walk in here. Hello.
Well, hey there.
All right. Are we all in here?
I don't know, I guess.
Okay, so your black sweater against
the black background.
Well, yeah, we probably needed some contrast there.
Impromptu.
Yeah, totally impromptu. So, Jason.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Weekly Chatter Live.
It's good to be here. Is this the last show of the year?
Do you know what? I just realized that when I went to look at the calendar, I was like, yes, we will not be doing, any more shows.
You're not going to do a Christmas Eve show?
No, I decided since I bailed on Black Friday, I wasn't even going to promise it. So those of you who tuned in on Black Friday when I said, oh, no, I'm going to do it. No, I was totally zoned out on turkey. So it's an extra special show because it's the last show of the year.
It's exciting.
Yeah, 2021 was quite nice. I mean, and, all things considered.
It went by fast.
It definitely did. Jason,
yeah.
What are you doing for the holidays?
My in-laws are here already,
and that's why you're here at the office.
Correct.
Okay, good. We got that documented.
They're great. And my wife's both of her sisters are coming in town with each of their husbands and their little kids. So our house is in the process of being swarmed upon. So when I get home, it'll be a very active atmosphere. So they'll be here for several days, and it'll be fun. And then we'll have a nice, quiet Christmas ourselves once they leave.
Oh, so okay, that's good. Hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
Have them in.
That's right.
And then send them on their way, right?
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What are you doing for the holidays? Share those in the comments. And I know we've got some comments, but I saw Jason was coming in So we were both kind of rushed to get in here. So if I seemed a little frazzled, that's kind of what it was to get into the office. All right. So I was just getting everybody up to speed on the fact that we just had our diamond getaway over at Marivel
That's
Harmony.
right.
And we do have some of those members here. They're tuned
Terrific.
in. So
I hope you guys had fun.
I definitely did. And from the pictures, I don't know if you saw, we posted an album on the Facebook group and people are adding to it. So
Great.
lots of great pictures. I want to share with you something that happened. So
Okay, that always makes me nervous when you say that.
I know, I know. So it's always about firsts,
Okay.
okay? And traveling is about expanding your horizons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if you know this, but I'm all about Shirley Temples right now. I am.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's something I announced here that I was going to. I don't drink alcoholic beverages, so I needed something that looked a little bougie,
Hmm.
and you don't know what it is, right? Except
Right.
for when you order it, that kind of like diminishes
Right.
your impressiveness, right? Well, so I ordered my first one
Right.
while I was there, and it tasted awful, and I had specifically asked for it to be made with ginger ale and grenadine. If you look up a Shirley Temple, nobody argue with me. It says ginger ale and grenadine. It did not taste like it, right? Well, then some of our members told me that it's probably made with something called squirt. Do you know what a squirt is?
I actually do. It's that awful lemon lime soda. I didn't even know they made that anymore.
They do. They do. So we don't know if that's what it was. It could have been like Diet 7 Up. It could have been something. It was not a Shirley
But it
Temple.
wasn't good. Bottom line.
No, that one wasn't good. So Rochelle, one of
Mhm.
our top agents, who was there, they went out into town one day
Uh
and they got me squirt.
huh.
And so I did. I tried squirt by itself.
What'd you think?
Well, it's bitter. It's
It was
not.
very bitter.
Yeah. And then I asked the servers for some grenadine, and they brought it to me in a shot glass. So
As one would.
as one would, yeah. And so then I mixed it up, and I have to say that a Shirley Temple with a with squirt
Mhm.
is actually good. It's a sophisticated, almost it's a mocktail. It definitely is.
Wow.
It's not Shirley Temple-ish. So we thought, in the theme of child stars, we'd call it the Soleil Moon Fry. So that was Punky Brewster for those of you who are in our age group. All right, so that was my very long story about squirts.
So I love how you tested that and proved that the original bad one was something else then entirely.
Yeah, it's totally yeah.
Yeah.
It was a scientific.
Test and learn. I love
What was that? The scientific method that
scientific
you always
method,
had to do?
yes.
Yeah. So that was my hypothesis. But anyway, yeah. So thank you, Rochelle, if you've tuned in. That let's see. It says hard to hear Jason with a mic distance. So she said we may need to sit closer. We absolutely could not sit closer. So
Is that possible?
yeah. So we're having mic issues with this thing. So I apologize. So thank you, Wendy, for letting us know. All right, getting back to the comments. Sorry for the squirt distraction there. I also just hate the name squirt. I think that's pretty awful. Okay. So Hannah wins for the week. New leads coming in, and with Celeste, help our Celeste, got my surprise Universal trip that I won at Travel Quest World 2020. Actually, 2021 that you won that on. All set for next year. Actually, no. Yeah, this is 2021. Oh God, she's got me confused. So she's saying thank you. It's going to be a mommy-daughter trip. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you got it all arranged. And Celeste, I know you're tuned in. So thank you for making that happen. Let's see. Oh, and Cheyenne is watching. She was also at Marival.
Great.
And taking great pictures, much better pictures than I did. Let's see. Cheyenne said, we had a great time at Marival with you, me. That was me. My win was unplugging for work a few days so I could come back feeling recharged and ready for busy season.
That's right. It's here.
It is here.
It's coming. If it's not here already, it's coming.
Yeah, you've got to recharge. You've got to recharge those batteries. All right, so Danielle is saying when I have two families at Disney World right now, and she said newbie excitement.
I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. Let's see. And Brian said, "Happy Friday, all. My win is I got another review on my agent profile, which will satisfy my requirements to attain the leisure specialist certification."
Yeah, very cool. Well done.
And if my sound effects would work, I'm gonna just try it. Let's see. We're having a lot of. Maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't. I don't know. All right. So congratulations, Brian. That's a really big deal. And then Cynthia. So Cynthia is joining us. She's in Birmingham, and I thought this was true. I think she just retired,
Okay.
and she was on the Scarlet Lady. So she just got back from the Scarlet Lady.
Ooh.
She said, retirement is awesome. The Scarlet Lady was great. Man, you are working me with the exclamation points there. I can't give that much excitement. So much laughter is the one thing I can say. Adults being free and fun. Food was amazing, but I loved Bimini Island. Did not want to leave.
I tell you what, the private islands always delight.
I think they're all very interesting and unique. Yeah. And I was at the Reader's Choice Awards last night, and Coco K won the best private island.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. So Wendy is chiming in on Marival. She said it was so they went to a site inspection at Marival Distinct. It was a farewell dinner at their new beach club. Beautiful location and setting with a sexy sax playing for us. Wendy,
Speechless.
yeah, I am too. So Wendy, I feel like I could have said that in really wrong ways. So yes, farewell dinner. I'm glad that you had a
She's
great
just trying
time.
to get you to say something.
No, she is. Well, at least no one has chimed in that you're a German Shepherd, because if anybody was new tuning in last week, they thought there was a German Shepherd named Jason Block. So,
well, I don't know what to do with that. But
let's see. So Lena, she's in Rudesheim. Am I
yes.
pronouncing that correctly?
I believe so.
Okay. So our Amy was telling her that she needed to go get coffee, because Amy is all about this coffee that you get there. And Lena said she had one. I think it was more brandy than coffee, but
Never
it was delicious.
Never a bad thing, especially this time of year. It's perfectly acceptable.
So now we're catching up to the comments when you joined. So is it the German Shepherd? Is Wendy? And with your black outfit, you're a floating head. So
well, yeah, we need to plan these things better, I suppose.
exactly. And you should have seen when we were doing a video for him, and I put some lighting behind him, but the lighting was just around his head. So if you could imagine, just glowing sainthood behind him, he was like, "Do you think we should probably turn that?"
It was a bit much. I was like, "We need to change this right now."
Yeah, we did get it fixed. All right, Emily. Hello, all. Would love to stay, but getting ready to land in Jamaica with the family.
Cool. That's fun.
I didn't think about people live streaming while they're in the air. I feel popular now.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, you get on Delta, you get a couple of live dish channels. Well, now you could say Weekly Chatter Live.
You think we should pitch him on that?
I actually think Tamika would love to hear from us on that one. I will also say on the Reader's Choice Awards, Delta Airlines killed it.
No big surprise on that one.
I mean, they should have just stayed up on stage. Yeah. It was quite interesting. So
and I was pulling for Spirit. I thought they had a shot this year.
Yeah, what did you guys think? It's your turn to weigh in on Spirit there.
It's always a crowd favorite.
No matter who you're talking to, they say Spirit, and it's like, oh no.
Or they just laugh. They just laugh at you.
Yes. So Celeste has a suggestion about the floating head situation. She is suggesting that maybe you grab the boa from the back, and that's how we finish out the year.
Is really that's what you suggested? All right,
Yeah.
let's check it out.
All right. Well, the mic is not going to travel with him. Doesn't this look like an old like what was that, Circus of the Stars? Um, it was. Yeah. You'll have to take the whole thing.
Oh my,
Yeah.
wasn't marketing for that.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I love this. This, please, Sarah, if you are tuned in, this is your time to get the snap for Instagram.
It, when I woke up this morning, if my wife would have said, "Jason, you're going to end the day with a feather boa around your neck," I would not have believed her.
Well,
But here I am.
um,
So, yeah.
you remind me of Elton John on the Muppet Show.
Okay.
There you
Well,
go. All right, there we go. Moving on. All right. Let's see. So Chuck said they're called Roy Rogers for a boy. But I thought, and somebody else chime in on this, I thought Roy Rogers was another soda drink altogether. I thought
I have no idea.
I thought it was like root beer and cherry juice. I don't know. All right, Chuck, Roy Rogers, but with a squirt, what are you going to call it? I don't know.
Well, I didn't know that a Shirley Temple was technically ginger ale and grenadine. I just thought it was like Sprite and cherry juice.
Okay, I'm not having this
That's like
discussion.
the poor man's Shirley Temple, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I was the only one that believed that they were made with ginger ale, and then it was fake news when I pulled it up on Wikipedia. So I'm just saying I was taunted. Absolutely taunted. And Cheyenne said she loves squirt. So there you go.
Hey, to each his own, right?
Let's see. I'm trying to get through here. So Wendy, with Cynthia talking about Scarlet Lady and being on the Scarlet Lady,
Yes.
and she was talking about adults having fun. Wendy said, "This is a real truth. So much laughing. It's an adult play. It's an adult playground. Very cool."
That is, it'll be very interesting, and I'm very curious to see what over the next year or so, as Virgin becomes more known to the general public. What the perception will be from the traveling public, and really where it's going to find its landing spot in terms of market position. They're obviously doing some different things, and they have a different spin on a lot of things. But it's just going to be interesting to watch to see how they position themselves, and if competitors try to react somehow to try to occupy some of that space as well. So it'll be fun to watch.
You bring up an interesting thought for me so when Celebrity talks about where their brand fits into all the profiles of the competitors, they've owned this space in the middle, and I can't remember what they call it. And then they actually put Virgin kind of in that middle type quadrant type thing. So they're like, I see you,
they're like tractor beaming them in to compare themselves to them.
Yeah. So they're trying. So I just found that interesting, where Celebrity automatically put them in the middle, put themselves in the middle. Then they kind of sucked in Virgin, but they kept it down kind of low, like whatever. But I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Is the fact that Virgin has gone up to space, does that help give some lift to sailing? Like, I'm not going to get on a spaceship, but I'll get on a boat. I don't know.
You know what? I had not thought about that, and it's an interesting point. I don't think it hurts, certainly. No. But I'd be curious to hear what everyone thinks. Does that resonate with a certain segment of the market to think that, just because they're involved with space flight, that their brand in general is, a up and coming, exciting, brand. Who knows? Maybe Elon Musk is going to start a cruise line next. We'll see.
I wonder what his angle would be.
I don't know.
I don't know. It could be like I don't know much about Elon Musk, but I kind of feel like he would do Dragon Con or Comic Con, sorry. And so I think that would be his take. He would say, "All of you who want to dress in costume."
Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah.
With him.
No, I found it interesting that Virgin Voyages was launching, Virgin Galactic. Everything was happening all at once. So it was like Richard Branson was going to get it all out in one
Right.
go. So I don't
Yeah.
know. All right, so we got some comments here. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, our Abonate is joining. Oh, just so you know, Celeste has said her year has been made because Jason is in a boa. So I don't think she would have said that if it were me, because I think she would kind of expect
That's
that.
like an average Tuesday.
That is my Tuesday outfit.
That's nothing new.
Hannah said, I've been planning my Virgin Voyages wardrobe. Can't wait. Less than 30 days away. Got to get the wardrobe right. Let's see. Wendy said, it's hilarious to see Jason talking seriously, talking with his hands, and the boa just flapping around. This is an epic last show.
Well, Wendy, we pull out all the stops for the capping episode of 2021. So I'm so glad that you're enjoying.
And Amy, I don't think she realizes where this boa comes from. She said, is that a crown in his other hand? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Sure enough is.
So those of you who
And
are...
no, I'm not putting that on.
So if you are curious, the reason why we have the boa is because at Travel Quest World, we did a bit. Elvis was involved, and so was our Bonnie Lee. And so we made this boa so Bonnie could be a showgirl. And the instructions were, or the directions, because it was a show,
Right.
the directions were, Josh is going to be out here, and he's going to be leading a little sing-along, and you're going to come up behind and dance. And you were backstage and saw this. I come off the stage, assuming she has already exited, and she grabbed my arm and said, I am so sorry. I was so busy dancing backstage, I forgot to come out. So she did. This did make an appearance, but it was with John at Royal. So anyway, I hope you guys are having fun for our epic extravaganza. It's an extravaganza. So let's see. We need to do numbers. This is something now I can access my report tool. I can now do numbers. So are you? Yeah, we're not going to do the drum roll because that also has been throwing things off a little bit. Still getting adjusted to being back in the studio. My garage was much more sophisticated. I don't know how. It's the same stuff. It's just in a different location. All right. So what we do, if you are new to the Weekly Chatter Live, what we do is we like to go through the sales from the previous week in terms of total sales that have been invoiced through Commission Manager. And just a little plug, make sure you are invoicing at the time you close the deal with your clients. Don't let it backlog. You want to do it in real time. So these are invoice sales by individual agents. Okay, so these are not big agencies. These are individual agents. And one of them was actually with me this week. So I'm wondering how the heck they got that much business done and still had fun.
I tell you what, I am never surprised by the level of multitasking inside of Travel Quest Network. Truly, I'm never surprised by it, but to watch it is amazing. Because you're right, and we see it at events. You know, we'll be at Travel Quest World, and I'll see someone there over in the corner on their laptop, and they're just closing deals and booking sales, and it's really cool. But you know, that's
Travel Quest Network.
That's the lifestyle. I mean, it's you can have flexibility, but it's, you know, take it seriously, and it's impressive.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch this week, I had to get the network news out, and I was just...
Is my boa distracting you?
Well, the fact that it's shed all over your sweater is... Jillian's going to be... Did you go to the strip club? Like,
Yeah,
she's going to be confused. But no, while we were at Marival, people thought I had just disappeared into my room. But no, I was trying to get network news out the door. So we are all on the grind.
That's right. All right, so let's see what we got.
All right, so and we don't call out the name of the agent that has hit these sales because we don't want to blow up anybody's spot. But we do. It's been extremely helpful to see for other agents to see what kind of activity is going
Sure.
on. And we've been seeing kind of some consistency here recently through the holidays around these numbers. So big props go out to our top position, $153,000 invoiced by one agent in 7 days. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big number.
It's a big number, followed by number two, $134,000.
Wow. Impressive.
And someone who was on the trip with me, $105,000 invoiced in 1 week.
That is, those are three strong numbers.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, and people say this is supposed to be the quiet time. Okay,
you know,
is
I'm
it
sorry,
really
and
bothering
now it's
you?
all itchy and
Okay, you can lose it
okay,
now. At this
we're
point,
fine. We're fine.
okay.
We're fine. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, we're working on our projections and talking with suppliers, and the seasonality to try to predict that now is very difficult because of all of the, you know, normally we would look at, you know, all the bookings, you know, currently on the books and try to figure out, okay, what would normally come in, you know, more close into departure. But now with all of the future cruise credits and future travel credits and just the world we're living in, the whole seasonality thing. I mean, there's still some of the norms, but it's all over the place. And so, you know, I'm still expecting Q1 to be very busy, but to see kind of the volumes we're seeing now is it's exciting, and I think it's you know, I think it bodes well for what 2022 is going to look like.
Yeah.
But that's great to see some really strong numbers like that.
Yeah, and
sitting here, you know, a week before Christmas.
yeah, yeah. Especially, Thanksgiving week was just it was such a dip, but these numbers have been pretty consistent. I mean, it's been different members in those top three positions, but yeah, it's a real statement. And we've heard from some of our regulars on the Weekly Chatter Live that they have felt like they've been in wave season for the last 2 months. So, what is wave season going to be like? What's your prediction?
Ooh, gonna put me on the spot. We're trying to figure that out right now, honestly. But if you put a gun to my head and I had to commit to a number right now, I think we're gonna see, and go with me on this for a second. We're gonna see a wave season with a not as steep of a peak, but a more sustained in duration. In other words, we're going to see higher booking volumes for a longer period of time, but we're not going to see that super peak like we might see in a really compressed period of time, like we maybe saw, you know, before pre-COVID. So I think, you know, on the balance, booking activity from here, it's already started, but from here through, you know, early summer is going to be at a high level, but for a sustained period, not just hitting February, March, you know, like we've seen booking periods peak in the past. That's my prediction. It's just a gut feel. I don't really have data to back that up yet.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. If we were already having agents who are saying they're seeing wave season now, that does support that idea. And you've got such different groups of people. Some are ready to travel, and some are not.
Right.
So it is going to.
Right.
It's almost going to be another way to segment your audience. Yeah. Who are the I don't want to call them pioneers, but who are the ones that are ready to go, and then who are the ones that are waiting?
But I'd be curious to hear from those of you on the call. You know, are you hearing from clients who are starting to talk to you about things they're interested in booking for, you know, the end of Q1 and into the summer, or even into next fall, at a different level than maybe you've heard in the past, or is it starting to revert to pre-COVID behavior at all? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, jump into the comments, and guys, don't forget, you can drop in your wins and challenges in the comments. I mean, we've definitely got some feedback, not necessarily wins and challenges, but our Kim has jumped in, a director of education and events. I like all the fluffy leftover feathers on Jason's sweater. When he gets home tonight, they are going to think he had a fight with a duck. And I just said strip club, but of course Kim, um, she used her visual writing skills, and a fight with a duck sounds so much better.
I'm gonna need like an industrial lint remover after this. Do they make such a thing?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure that when you go to dry cleaners, that's all they do. It's just like wipe it down and spray it with Lysol.
Like, what in the hell were you doing?
Oh, and your family, you said your family's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna be. What does your they're gonna ask.
I was at work.
His wife Jillian, they're gonna corner her and say, "I've got some questions about what he does." Like, not really sure about that. So Cynthia jumped in and said, "Awesome numbers. I hope my business comes back during Wave." So, Cynthia, that's interesting feedback about Delta, and Cynthia, just make sure I'm right. My memory does fail me, but this is year one for your business. So you're wrapping up year one for your business. It's been quite a journey. I would anticipate just the way things naturally evolve, that not only will you see peak in interest from new inquiries, things like that, but even just the time that you've kind of occupied space on the web for people to be able to find you, your agent profiler, which is really good. We've done some throwdowns on it. I would anticipate that you should start to see some organic inquiries rising.
Yeah, I mean, look, we should be getting into a period of time where we see increasing interest from the general public, but at the same time, we have to be an active participant. We have to be out there talking to our network. We have to be communicating with everybody that's in our contact list. We have to be always reminding them that you're their choice for travel, and we can't just wait for them to all of a sudden wake up one day and say, "Oh, I think I'm going to book a trip." Like, we need to be an active participant in generating that interest, and I know many of you are. So we should start to see a point where those active efforts are combining with a more receptive traveling public, and more availability, right? Because for so long it's just been inventory wasn't available because things weren't departing, but that's beginning to clear out, and we should be able to translate that active effort into sales.
Yes. And we've talked about this before. For the trips that you've taken and they're sitting in folders in your phone, over the last 5 years, it's, use maybe some of the quiet time that you might have during the holidays to post those as flashbacks, and tell stories with the photos you've already created. Maybe you posted them years ago or a year ago when you were on the trip. Maybe do some editing to those photos, put them in your stories on Instagram, and add the glitter effect. That's my favorite effect, obviously. But make interesting things, make your social media come to life. Many of you are extremely busy during the day, and you can't do it, but use this kind of next 2 weeks where it gets a little slow, to revitalize, create that content, plant the seed, work on your email campaigns. Make sure that those are ready and loaded. Email Plus, if you haven't signed up for that, please do. It is free. Use this time to keep it going, because you don't want to wait for it to happen, right? Take action.
That's right.
Take action is the phrase of 2022. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, everybody got on it here. I missed it. So Celeste believes that I would have a lint roller in my office.
I would tend to agree with Celeste. I bet you if we had a pot of money here as a bet, I bet you we could go find one.
So I don't. I do have a Hollywood makeup mirror, and I do have a shoehorn. I'm just saying. So a lint roller is on its way from Amazon for sure. Celeste said, be proactive, not reactive. Very good advice. Wendy said, things are up and down right now. Spurts of business, especially last minute holiday travel. Then I'm about to lose a group if vaccine requirements stay in effect for cruises in summer 2022. It's good one day and bad the next. And that's, I mean, that is real. I think there are a lot of people that knew that you had to have vaccines, but they figured later in 2022 that
Maybe
would go
that'll
away.
change, right?
Yeah. And then Cheyenne said, consistent posting keeps you top of mind when they are ready to travel. And Cheyenne is the winner of our social media award. So I feel like, amen, sister.
That's right. Amen.
And Kim, who she's got the finger on the pulse here, she said Travel Pulse is saying travel advisors are seeing an increase in bookings to Europe for 2022. That's good news. Yes, that is good news. Let's see. And Lena said, I've noticed an uptick of inquiries recently, still mostly for, and she kind of jumped off there for a second. Still mostly last minute travel. So last minute travel is a thing, and people are being impacted by it. Cheyenne said it's so up and down, and then everything's jumping around here. And then all the hard work for them to get scared and back out last minute. Have you heard a lot about last minute backouts?
Yeah, although from what we're hearing, the latest Omicron cycle is having far less cancellations than the Delta cycle did. And I'd be curious if you're experiencing that, or if you're experiencing similar cancellation levels to what we saw when the Delta variant came through in August mostly. So I'd be curious to hear what you're seeing. But generally, what we're seeing and hearing in the industry is that while people are concerned, and kind of taking a breath of pause, that the cancellation numbers aren't nearly what they were. So I'd be curious to hear what people are experiencing there.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Lena wanted to jump on what Cheyenne was saying. She said, agreed, even just sharing my experience on this river cruise has really generated a lot of interest. So that's exciting. I'm ready for it. So, not only does she get to enjoy her river cruise, she's on the Ama Lucia, I think it is. Or it's Ama Lucia, but I feel like it would be Ama Lucia. Do you know what it is?
I do not know, but I would think you'd be right.
Yeah. I always, Wendy will be the one that will text me and correct me, I'm sure. And in a good way too. I appreciate that. But it's exciting that I did I was on the Odyssey of the Seas, and before I wrecked the room, because I generally do, I wanted to make a video. And so I made a video, and hands down, that was the most watched thing I've ever done in my life. And it took all of 5 minutes. I did ask for a reshoot, but my mic was like, no, that's not happening. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that if you did tune in and watch it. Oh, our Terry is watching. Hey, Terry. How are you? When I look at the phone, I can actually see when people I know are watching. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, there we go with the comments. So I want to let you know about a few things. So we talked about it earlier. So if you're joining us just now, welcome to the Weekly Chatter Live. This is a show we do every week, 4 p.m. Eastern, except this is the last one for the year because of the way the holidays are falling. So no, you're not going to see this
Ever again.
Yeah, ever again.
One time only.
I don't know. We'll go back to Vegas and make that happen. I don't know. So it'll be 2 weeks before we're back. We're gonna make this technology work here, because this should not be this complicated. If you guys only knew what was going on behind the scenes, it's just a hot mess of cables. Like it's a fire ready to happen, right?
That's right.
So we'll be back.
We would not pass a safety inspection, I'm pretty sure, right now.
Yeah, I hope do we have anybody that's in charge of compliance with any safety rules? Probably a good thing.
A guy named Joshua, I think.
A man of many hats. Yeah, just knocking out newsletters on the pool, and then also safety. But so we aren't going to be here for Weekly Chatter Live. But of course, that's not going to stop you, because you guys love to help each other out and in the Facebook group. So keep connecting with everybody. But I want to let you know next week we've got a couple of things. One thing is not on the calendar yet because it's waiting for me to do it. I just touched down in Atlanta a few hours ago. We have a very special show with our friends at Globus Have you tuned in at all to see a partner spotlight with Matt from Globus?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I love him to death. An hour goes by far too fast with him.
Mhm.
And he is doing the Christmas markets
Oh.
on Avalon he has just done it for the first time he's done it. And on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, tune into Facebook, and it'll be a live show. We're doing a consumer-friendly partner spotlight where we're just going to be talking about his experience in the Christmas markets on Avalon, so you can share that video with your clients who are considering it. Now, I have never done the Christmas markets. I did my first river cruise a couple of months ago. Have you done Christmas markets?
I have not, but it is absolutely on my list of things I want to do.
And I mean, you love river cruising.
I do, very much so.
I'm sorry, I'm hog the mic. This is very much like Travel Quest World, where I'm like, oh, does someone else need it? So when I first started, because I was new to travel, you sold me on Christmas, the Christmas markets, and then I was talking to our teammate Terry out in Texas, and he said, oh, by the way, you have to sell it almost 2 years in advance. I mean, at least that was the old model. But now there's actually been some last minute opportunities to go on Christmas markets. So anyway, Matt has been on one, and so we're going to do a consumer friendly partner spotlight with Globus and Matt, and we're going to talk all about Christmas markets. And I'm excited.
So when is that going to drop and be available? The video.
Well, the video, it'll probably be like an hour or so after the show.
And when's the show?
Monday at 8 p.m.
This coming Monday,
after
this weekend.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what a great opportunity to reach out to your contacts and sell this for 2020, December 2022, or even December 2023. If those, I'm not sure if those dates are right. I think they are. But what a great opportunity to pre-sell, or now that we're in the holiday season, to get people excited and say, hey, check this out. And hey, let's book this. Let's get this done.
So, you just, thank you for that. That was like so obvious. And I'm like, well, I wish I had thought about that. The marketing guy, I wish I had thought about that. But
you probably did. I just completely
I know.
You probably had 10 minutes about it.
Yeah. I briefed you in a meeting about how we were going to do that. No. That is a really good idea, because he and I, we're going to talk right before, because it's very hard when you get industry people talking. They start dropping codes like GDS and things like that. And no, we don't. It needs to be consumer friendly. But and I'm going to volunteer our Britta. I feel like she's out there listening. I'm going to volunteer our Britta to go ahead and drop a template in, or a campaign template in Email Plus with the link for the video, and then all you have to do is send it out to your group.
Boom. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should
Nice and
be.
easy.
Yep. So, Britta, you have been voluntold. Yay! And then so even though we're not going to do the weekly chatter live on Thursday the 23rd, I believe it's Velma, because our Anna is in process of moving to North Carolina. On Thursday the 23rd, there is a pro coaching call. These are the group coaching calls. It's a limited seating, I guess, limited guests of 15 attendees that can attend it live, because it's more of a small group feel, so you definitely can interact with each other as well as our coaches, and it's all about getting your ducks in a row. And end of year, tax time, also a little time to do a little reset, maybe a little slower. You don't want it to be slower, but maybe a little bit slower. Get your ducks in a row so you can hit 2022 and make the most out of it. So you've got the pro coaching team has put together a group coaching session. Sign up for it. It is in the calendar right now. So you just need to go to Agent Pro and click on the calendar and on the 23rd, and register for that ducks in a row. And before you ask, it is going to be recorded. You just don't get to ask questions and get involved. And that's where the magic happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. So coaching sessions more than anything else probably is, the thing that you want to be a part of live, because that's your chance to interact not only with the coaches, who look have been really successful travel sellers themselves for a long time, but also the other attendees. And so that, that's the chance to really hear something that one of your peers is saying, and that'll spark a question that's in your mind, and then you'll be able to interact with the coaches and have them answer, all live right there, and not just watch the video and wonder, well, I wish I was there, I could ask that question. So definitely sign up for that.
Yes, and they've got Velma and Anna have put together quite a lot of really unique pro coaching group sessions for the first part of the year. So be checking the calendar. I think that's about I think we've been doing about every week. It's going to be about every other week to make it extra special. But definitely tune in live. And kind of going back to your Delta versus Omicron. Sorry, I keep wanting to call it Omicron. I even did that in Agent Pro. I felt like a complete idiot. I went back and changed it thinking it was a typo. But Wendy said, oops, I just lost it. Hold on. She was just saying, hold on, stand by, guys. It's not that Omicron is as scary as Delta, but it is just because it is one thing after another. Will this end? Is the thought. Wish EU wouldn't do the mass shutdowns for everything. May not go to Ireland for Christmas since they are announcing restaurants, pubs need to close at 8 p.m. Their shutdowns are making my 2022 Europe clients nervous. And I did know she was going there.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right about that, Wendy. It's, the only thing that we can do, especially as it relates to Europe, is have a little bit of hope that they stop reacting quite so violently or in a knee-jerk fashion. And frankly, they're getting a lot of pushback from citizens in the EU over some of this stuff. And I think you've seen it on the news pretty routinely, where there's, in some cases, violent protests happening in response to some of the lockdown measures. And, it's, right or wrong, but a lot of people living in Europe are tired of it. So hopefully the governments in the EU in particular start responding, with a little less vigor. But we'll see. We'll see. It's one of these things that it is a day-to-day kind of thing. So,
well, hold on. Let's see. Well, on a funny note, Celeste said no one can wreck a room faster than those of us in the travel industry. Would you agree? Are you a room wrecker?
No, I am not.
Okay, so on to continuing on with a much more serious topic. So Cheyenne chiming in on Wendy's comment. This is spot on for her. It's not about the new variant. It's about the testing requirements, vaccine mandates, fear of quarantine, etc. And Lena said, I think too, with the testing requirements to come back, people are worried about having to quarantine. Hold on. Out of the country due to the news that this variant may have a higher transmission rate. And even when I was traveling in the summer, the Netherlands changed a week before I left. And people who were smart about how they booked travel to a river cruise, which was not me, I flew in the day of. Everyone that flew in the day before had to change their flights to the tune of like $1,600 because you couldn't be in Amsterdam more than 12 hours. So you had to get in and get out. So that was very stressful for them. Obviously, I wasn't planning in advance, so I didn't have that problem. But all of those things, like, are they going to check my documents? And it's interesting too, when we were going to Mexico, you had to have your tests and not vaccination cards, but your test done, and no one looked at the test, not even leaving Atlanta. I thought that was quite interesting. And then people would say, well, no one checked my test. Well, I'm still glad you got tested. Still good. All right. So Celeste, talking about the show on Monday night with Matt, said you have to tune in. Matt was showing her all the goodies he's got. This is must-see TV. Not to steal that from NBC, but hey, I'll take it. And Lena again, talking about the show, you have to do the Christmas markets. They are truly magical. I love that. All right, let's see. We got to wrap up pretty soon here. Oh, and Kim is chiming in. So if you tuned in this week, we had the first of the W5s, and those are our webinar Wednesdays that are with Kim hosts those shows with our supplier, our travel partners, and a nice quick conversation to get to know their brand and introduce YouTube news or resources that they have. So those shows are weekly shows, but those will be back. What did you say, Kim? Was it, hold on, stand by. See, this when it jumps like this, now you have appreciation for what I have to juggle here. So those shows will be back on January 5th. So if you haven't seen the first W5 with Lynn at NCL, it is in Agent Pro. It is, sorry, in Agent Pro TV. So go check it out. You definitely want to check it out. And I'm so excited that we're going to have those weekly shows. Let's see. Oh, and our Beverly is watching us from Maryland there. And Amy said, I don't know where she's leaving for, but it must be Europe. She says they leave Tuesday and it's a mess. So that's encouraging. Thank you, Amy. Very optimistic there. All right. So we're losing Hannah. She's got to go do kitty pickup. But happy holidays to you, Hannah. Thank you for tuning in. You are such a regular watcher. We appreciate you so much. And Celeste says, okay, so Jason makes the room videos from now on. I don't know, makes the room videos. Oh, you have to do the room videos when Celeste just told you.
It works for me.
Yeah, you're gonna do that. Okay, I gotcha. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in to the Weekly Chatter Live and kind of dealing with this hot mess. It is the last time you will see the purple tree of power. It's called the naughty tree because it's nautical, not because it's naughty. Thank you for tuning in. Jason, do you want to say some parting words for the holidays?
Sure. Man, this year went by so fast, and it has not been an easy year. We've had to fight and claw for every darn inch that we've taken or gotten back. And we talked about this at Travel Quest World, but the work that you guys put in for your clients and working to build your businesses, it really is impressive to see. And everybody here wants to support you and help you build the very best business that you can and that you want to build. And we are behind you 1,000%. And even though this is the last show for 2021, we still have 9-10 business days left in the month, and we have a lot still to get done this year. But let me tell you, 2022, the number of things that are going to be dropping for you guys and for our network are off the charts. We have so many projects underway right now, and I can't wait to start unveiling them to you. Things like Email Plus were literally the tip of the iceberg. I think it'll blow your mind what's coming. So I'm super excited for 2022. Hopefully, the industry will continue to build back. Hopefully your businesses will continue to build back. And those of you who are just getting started will be able to launch so much faster. But we just appreciate you so much and know that we are here for you to succeed.
And I don't even know what's going to happen in 2022 because I can't keep a secret. So he's taunting me here. So no. Listen, I know we're going a little bit over. I want to say ditto, but truly, we started the Weekly Chatter Live in December of last year, and it has been consistently the high point of my week. And I just really appreciate those of you who tune in on a regular basis, those of you who watch on demand, and not only that, but those of you who are helping each other out in your businesses. It is so inspiring whenever you get down, because we've all been entrepreneurs, we are entrepreneurs, you are inevitably going to have rough days. But being a part of Travel Quest Network and this group of people, I have seen it in action now since 2018. It is truly magical, and I want you to know, Jason said we appreciate you, but you feed us energy and you give us back just as much support as we give you. And we just wish you a very happy new year with your family and friends, and can't wait to see you. Don't miss all the shows coming up, but we can't wait to come back for the Weekly Chatter Live in January. Until next time, take care of yourself so you can take care of each other. Bye.
Happy holidays.